Okay, there we go. Yeah, perfect. So let's start it.
Okay, so we're going to start with a short game that is called the Teacher Planner game. So the idea for you is that we're going to join to a Nearpod lesson. Have you ever used or been in a Nearpod lesson, guys?
Have you? Any of you?
Yes.
Okay,
Great.
so you're familiar with that. So you can see I cannot see the chat, teacher. I don't know why.
It's on the top.
Yeah, but it
Um,
says chat no disponible.
hmm. Let me see if maybe I can.
So I can share the link with them. But if you prefer, you can go to Nearpod and you can type this code that you can see in the screen so you can join the lesson, okay? So the idea is that in the same lesson, we're going to have different activities. So for now, we're going to be with the first activity to activate our previous knowledge, to see what you know, what do you have like deep in your mind related to planning. So let's start with that. Or maybe if you can share the link, teacher, please, in the chat because I have not the option.
Yes, the link
Please.
of the near pod.
Yeah.
Uh, let me see.
I will send it to you.
Hello,
Yeah.
teacher.
Hello, who is talking? Let's see.
Teacher, my name is Luisa and I have a question.
Okay, Luisa, tell us.
This is the class that we need to take a screenshot for the field diary.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, with this class, you're going to fill in your field diary. So try to take notes, to pay attention so you can fill in your field diaries like with a lot of detail, okay?
Okay, there you have the link into the chat, so you can see it there.
The teacher. Okay, we have some members already. And the Nearpod lesson, we have Ruben, Angie, Alexis, Astrid. So it's going to be fun for you, I promise. Okay, Luisa. Let's wait
Teacher,
one more minute. Yeah,
a problem. My chat is not working.
that's weird.
Me too. Say the chat not available.
I can see the teacher
Me
a
too,
question.
teacher.
The page is workable?
No, it's Nearpod.
Ah, okay,
Is
thank
it-
you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes, it's this one.
maybe they can just type near pod and then they can put into the search bar. Maybe they can put this code.
Yeah, it's similar to Kahoot. You go to
Yeah.
Nearpod and use this code. Okay, we have Luisa, Natalia. Let's wait for some of you, and then we're going to start.
Teacher,
Let's
¿me puedes
start with Abby,
indicar
please,
el
Abby.
link nuevamente, por favor?
Yeah, for sure.
Give me a second, start reading.
There you go. If there's anyone who cannot definitely join to the Nearpod page, you can leave your answers into this chat of Teams as well. So no worries.
Yes. Okay, let's check. Okay, let's start with our first activity. Okay, so the teacher planner game. planner game. So we're going to have 4 questions. So the idea is for you to answer to them in your cell phones or in your computer. So first, a didactic unit is, we have 4 options. A single class focused on one skill, a group of related lessons that share a common topic and objectives, a grammar explanation game, or a final test of or summative assessment. So, what is your winning options?
I'll
We
be
have,
reading people in the Teams chat as well if they
okay,
couldn't make it.
great. So we have B, A, D, no answer. So A,
Come on, you can do it.
I think that's yellow as a question.
Teacher, I don't have access to the
Teacher,
chat.
the chat is not available.
It's not available. Why?
One second. Yes. It says, dice en las reuniones del chat, solo los miembros del equipo tienen acceso al chat.
Oh my gosh. Yes. No, that is so bad because yeah, because as I created that into the didactic team.
That's why. Okay, but if you cannot write, you can turn on your your microphones. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. For this one, most of you are correct. We have no answers. Okay. In this case, what was the correct one? It was B. A group of related lessons that share a common topic and objectives. Number 3. It was this one. Number 2. Which of the following belongs to a lesson plan, not the unit? Learning objectives for sessions, theme and grammar focus for several lessons, general communicative outcome for the course, or warm up for during post activities and closure. Okay, for 2, we have most of them have answered to it. So what do you say in the group, in the chat, for the ones that can answer? What is the option? A, B, C, or D?
I think the correct answer is D.
Okay, the warm up belongs to the
Mhm.
lesson plan and not the unit. Okay.
Great. Excellent. Let's continue with question 3. What should every didactic unit include according to the guide?
We're going to test you.
If you have checked the guide. So we have lesson plans, assessment, field diary, and APA references. Only grammar explanations, just one listening activity, or a PowerPoint presentation. So you in the group, A, B, C, or D?
What do you
A.
say?
A.
Lesson plan,
A.
assessment,
I see
field.
that is
The
A.
answer is A.
A.
Excellent. A. Good.
Ya nos podemos empezar tranquilos de que sí han visto la guía.
Empezamos muy bien. Excelentes
Sí.
bases.
Great.
Okay, let's continue with the last question. What's the best way to write a learning objective? A, learn about the verb to be. B, students will understand grammar rules. C, students will be able to describe daily routines using the simple present. Or D, to teach the topic of routines. So,
B. C.
D.
we
C.
have B, we have C. Any other option? Let's see over here. So most of you have answered C in the quiz. in this case is C, okay?
Teacher, why?
Remember that you have to
Obviously.
set your objective in using the SMART strategy. So it should be measurable. So by the end of the lesson, ideally, here you have the objective that it's describe the daily routines using certain topic. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it has to be
Okay.
specific, measurable, and you have to also describe the time at the end of the lesson or at the end of the unit. Okay. So that's the idea. Okay. For now, we're going to stop there with the activities and we're going to start talking about unit versus lesson plan because we know that sometimes it will be difficult for you to make some or to keep in mind the differences. And for us, it's pretty important for you to keep that in mind so you can not just for this task, but for your life and for your professional life, you can start doing a great job, okay? So let's start with the key differences.
Okay, so first of all, let's think about the didactic unit as a house, like an umbrella. So it's an umbrella, and the things that are under the umbrella are the other lesson plans that compound that umbrella, okay? So they are like covered by the unit. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like an analogy. So we have the people under the umbrella, which are like the lesson plans. And we have the umbrella, which is a unit. So the first difference is the scope. So for example, we can have like for the didactic unit, we can have like a broad scope, like from 4 to 6 lessons. And we can also have like one session for each one of the lesson plans that would be according to the design. But remember that this is like under the unit, like under the things that I already created for my unit. So the way that I'm going to reach the big goal is step by step, like just developing each one of the lesson plans. That's it. And then we have the focus. So it could be like a global thing in adjectives, or it could be like a specific skill or activity. So we can have always like from the general to the particular. So we can go like that way, trying to go from the broader part of the topic to very specific skills that I want to develop through those activities that I put in my lesson plan. Okay. And then we have the goal, Professor Laura, if you want.
Sure, teacher. So the goal for the didactic unit in general is to achieve overall communicative competences. So in the case of the lesson plan, the idea is to reach one concrete learning outcome. So as Professor was saying, the idea is that the didactic unit is bigger than the lesson plan, okay? We have some examples.
Oh.
Daily routine, unit A1 level 4 session. So that will be like the general topic of a unit. But for the lesson, it will be describing your morning routine. Okay, like the general topic. It's not the objective, the general topic. Okay, guys?
Yeah, thank you, Professor. Sorry. So, and remember also that for the unit, I need to have like everything clear regarding my audience, regarding my group or my class, right? Because everything is different, everything changes. Like just try to imagine that I'm going to teach a class about a daily routine. Yeah, maybe on the countryside, in a school on the countryside. So their daily routines don't look like our routines in the city, right? So we need to contextualize the unit. We need to have that clear. We need to have a context. We need to have even the stories. I'm going to give you like certain tips, like in a couple more slides further, but I want to say this, like you need to have for the unit the context of your group. Otherwise, we're going to fail in our lessons, okay? In our design. Okay,
Yep.
we can continue.
Aquí voy a hacer un paréntesis en español, que ahorita tú me recuerdas algo muy importante de los contextos, y es que ustedes, bueno, deben hacer esa explicación, como le decía la profe, súper importante. ¿Para qué? Porque es que esa es la base de la preparación tanto de sus leyes o plan como de la unidad. No es lo mismo preparar una unidad para chicos adolescentes que están estudiando en el colegio, como preparar una unidad para chicos adolescentes que están en un instituto. ¿Listo? Entonces, cambia totalmente el foco. Así ustedes quieran enseñar lo mismo, como decía la profe, no es el mismo material, no es el mismo enfoque. Entonces, es súper importante para ustedes que desde ahí empiecen a ser muy reflexivos y muy minuciosos como en esa descripción, para que sea más fácil para ustedes empezar con la realización de cualquiera de las dos cosas.
Exactamente, sí, sí me gustaría de verdad también hacer énfasis en que yo no voy a conocer solamente como, sí, lo que dice la profe, son estudiantes de sexto. Sí, sí, sí. Resulta que los estudiantes de sexto en la región de la costa del país no están hablando de lo mismo que los estudiantes del centro del país en sexto. ¿Sí? Entonces, yo necesito, o sea, yo he tenido momentos en los que incluso me ha tocado aprender, por ejemplo, sobre anime, sobre series y cosas así que no eran mi campo, pero yo he tenido que aprenderlo y esto incluso se ve reflejado en la unidad. ¿Por qué? Pues porque son los contextos que yo entro a conocer de mi estudiante. Si a mí no me interesan los contextos de mi estudiante, no me interesan los gustos de mi estudiante, no me interesa ¿qué más? Como sus particularidades o sus historias. Miren, chao, porque el problema es que no llegamos a conectar, no llegamos a conectar con ellos. Entonces, por eso en la unidad, que es lo macro, debe quedar muy claro eso que yo conozco de ellos, lo que voy conociendo a través de las clases. ¿Ok?
Thank you, teacher. It is so important.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we have discussed some of the difference between these two things, we're going to continue with the next activity on Nearpod, okay? So for the ones that have joined, we are going to continue with that. So you remember that you can also participate in the ones that has the possibility to participate in the chat or open your microphones, okay? So here we have some like scenarios, and the idea is that you can choose between is it a didactic unit or is a lesson plan. So the first one, my daily routine, a 4-session project for A1 students focused on using the simple present to talk about everyday activities. So what do you think? A or B? That's easy.
The B.
So you say B, you say that is a lesson plan. Here we have some answers.
A.
Okay, great.
A.
A. Ruben also says that it's an A. Wendy says that it's B.
B.
B, okay. So
A.
in this case, okay, A. In this case, there is A. So it says my daily routine, a 4-session project. Remember that a lesson plan is developed just in one session. El lesson plan, chicos, es solamente para una sesión, para una clase. mientras que la unidad didáctica va a ser diseñada y dentro de ella son como, es como una mandarina. Entonces, dentro de la mandarina hay muchos cascos. Esos casquitos son los lesson plan. ¿Listo? Para componer lo grande que es la unidad didáctica, que puede ser 4, 6 sesiones. ¿Listo? Let's continue with the second question. So, a 45-minute class where students watch a short video about morning routines, identify verbs, and create their own routine paragraph. So it will be A or B, guys. What do you say?
B. B. A lesson
That's
plan.
the B.
B.
Yay.
The B.
B.
Great, excellent.
Uh-huh.
Yes, here B also excellent, guys. So lesson plan.
Yeah,
Good.
because the lesson plan is like the old class that we teach them.
Yeah,
That
you
we teach.
just one session, one class. Good. Let's continue with the other one. You want to say something, teacher? Sorry.
Well, yes. I mean, it's very important that, yeah, the lesson plan would be the session to make your students or to help your students understand that topic, right? That specific topic. Uh, but you're going to see, like in the practice, further in the future, that one lesson plan sometimes work like for the other class as well because you have some things to explain left. Okay, o sea, como que quiero que sepan que para la práctica, en práctica, cuando nosotros enseñamos un lesson plan y lo seguimos, a veces ocurren diferentes cosas en la clase que me hacen de pronto discutir más acerca de un tema, escuchar más a los estudiantes. Bueno, X, Y, Z, pasan diferentes variables en las que el lesson plan me alcanza para otra clasecita más. Pero eso no quiere decir que cambie la esencia del lesson plan, que es ayudar al estudiante a que comprenda ese tema en específico. ¿Sí? Pero es como para que tengan en cuenta y no les pase lo que me pasó a mí en ese tiempo, que en la práctica yo, oiga, pero ¿cómo así? Que yo había diseñado esto para una clase y resulta, a veces pasa incluso que se me consume el tiempo tan rápido, las actividades no las planeé teniendo en cuenta bien el tiempo y en media hora terminé el lesson plan que tenía. Y oh my God, ahora improvisemos. Entonces es para que sepan eso. Esas son cosas con las que vamos a estar jugando como docentes. ¿Ok?
Exacto. Eso del tiempo uno lo aprende con la práctica. Porque uno a veces piensa, no, es esa actividad, yo me voy a gastar 15 minutos y uno la hace 5. Y uno, ay, ¿yo qué hago con los otros 10 minutos? Eso es, yo sí siento que es algo de práctica, que ustedes con el tiempo van a ir viendo cómo pueden ir manejando los tipos de actividades. Okay, let's continue with the next question. A sequence of lessons under the topic cultural traditions around the world, including reading, writing, listening, and speaking tasks. So, didactic unit or lesson plan, guys?
A. Didactic unit.
So we have A. ¿Quién da
¿Quién
más?
más?
Let's see the answers that we have here. We
A.
have A.
Didactic.
Excellent, guys. Good.
Great.
We're doing great. Next one, describing your family. That includes a warm-up with pictures, pair speaking practice, and a short reading description as homework. So, didactic
plan.
unit or lesson plan? Okay, we have lesson plan. Good. Let's see the answer that we have here in Nearpod. We have Ruben B and Aileen also with B. So great, guys. It's a lesson plan. Okay, we have finished this part of the activity. And we're going to start with a guided exploration of the annex that you have to fill in. So it's your opportunity to pay attention, to ask the questions that you have, and to share also like your thoughts about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah, so Yeah, you can go with this one. You can go.
Okay, don't worry. Okay, so the first part is the title of the unit. Okay, so the tip that we gave you here is that try to be really creative with this title so it will be so catchy for the students. Then you're going to continue with the theme or the topic, and it should be overreaching theme or a big idea that introduces, connects to the subsequent units or includes. Okay, so it will be like a big theme. For example, the one that we saw in the example, describing your family. Yeah, just an example. But the idea that is that this topic is different from the title. Yeah, I try to be creative with that. And then you're going to start to describing the grammar, vocabulary, the reading, listening, writing, and speaking parts. It says that consider the main grammar topics included in the unit, the main vocabulary that you're going to use, the main listening activities and strategies, and you have also examples here in the annex, okay? Reading activities and strategies, predicting, summarizing, scheming, scanning, graphic organizers, anything that you're going to include in your unit, it's going to be here. This is like a big summary or a big introduction of the unit that you're going to create. Regarding the writing activities, you're going to also share the strategies. So filling forms, writing short letters, drafting, outlines, anything. And finally, regarding to speaking activities and strategies, the role plays, interviews, what else that can you do on speaking? Like exchanging information with your partners, creating a script, like anything that you're going to be using in your unit, it's going to be here. Okay, guys? Okay, let's continue with this.
Okay, so as we mentioned, the thing about the time. So try always to choose to think about the ages of your students and also the possibilities that they have. I really want to stress on this, like to make emphasize on this, and is that you really need to understand from the point of view of your students. Please do this. Traten de entender las cosas desde el punto de vista de sus estudiantes. If you have like first graders and you start like filling out the all the board like with a lot of text, filling like words, sentences, and you say like, hey, copy this in 5 minutes. That won't be possible. Eso no será posible, ¿sí? O sea, tengamos en cuenta cómo son mis estudiantes, qué les emociona a mis estudiantes. If I please don't put any activity where they have to write everything that you have in your presentation, write it down into the notebook. Don't do that. That is forbidden. Okay, eso está prohibida, ese tipo de actividades. Or every time, like, draw this, draw that, draw a house, draw a horse. No, that is so old-fashioned. We have students with a lot more skills. So I need to design the time regarding or based on those skills. If I can see like, oh, I have seen that the major part of my students, they are good at representing maybe with gestures, with physical gestures. For example, o sea, como que yo sé que ellos tienen habilidades, por ejemplo, kinésicas. Entonces les puedo poner una actividad kinésica, ¿ok? So the time would be based on the level you know your students. Esa es una gran medida del tiempo. La manera o qué tanto conocen ustedes a sus estudiantes. Si no los conocen nada, el tiempo se nos va a hacer raro porque no voy a saber en cuánto tiempo pueden terminar algo. Si yo conozco a mis estudiantes, sé que más o menos en tanto tiempo pueden terminar algo. Entonces, eso es como algo muy importante. Y pues, de todas maneras, recuerden que para la unidad, ya para lo macro, para la unidad yo tengo que saber cuánto tiempo pueden tardar en coger ciertos conceptos, en desarrollar ciertas habilidades, ¿sí? En que si estos, por ejemplo, voy a enseñarles una de las estructuras más complejas, que es el past perfect. Entonces, no se va a demorar un solo lesson plan. Eso se va a demorar por lo menos unos 2 o 3. Okay? So it's just trying to go from the big picture to the small picture. Okay? And then we have the unique objectives. So here we have like the skills you are interested in developing in your students or helping them. Remember that the approach, there is a microphone open. Hay por ahí un micrófono abierto. ¿Quién será? Who's that? No? lo averiguaremos. So the skills that I want to help my students develop. Quiero que sepan algo. No es que ustedes como docentes se las saben todas y van a llegar a iluminar a sus estudiantes que no saben nada y están en la oscuridad. No. That is a whole lie. Eso es toda una mentira. You are not like the illuminated person and your students are not like under you. You are in the same place. Why? Because you are learning from your student too. You have some knowledge and your student has another knowledge that you don't have. So the idea is to create a bridge. La idea es crear un puente, a bridge, between the way that you know how to teach and your student. Okay? So that's the whole point. For the unit objectives, what I'm going to do is like try to create a bridge with that objective. To what? To help them reach certain skill. Para ayudarles a ellos a alcanzar cierta habilidad. ¿Ok? Siempre lo que hacemos es ayudar y crear puentes. Yo no soy el que le va a solucionar la vida a mi estudiante porque no tiene ni idea de nada. That is not true, okay? So I can have one objective and that objective could last or could take 4 lessons to reach it. Sí, o sea, yo puedo tener un objetivo y ese objetivo puede tardar 4 lesson plans para que yo pueda alcanzar el objetivo. Yes, Angie?
Teacher, I have a question about objectives. The objectives must be only for ability, for example, only for writing, only for speaking, or we can work with the 4 abilities.
Okay. Well, we're always going to use different abilities to feel like we are doing like different activities. So yeah, it's not like we're going only to read.
Okay.
That is not possible. But we can focus on one. Sí nos podemos como enfocar en una, como que, bueno, quiero que alcancen un mejor vocabulario en la lectura, por ejemplo. ¿Cómo voy a hacer? Pues me voy a tener que valer de algunos audios para que ellos interpreten el vocabulario que están viendo ahí. Me voy a valer de algunos videos, ¿sí? O sea, me voy a valer de otras habilidades. Entonces, digamos que mi foco sí va a ser una y me puedo ayudar en las actividades, o sea, en lo específico, en el lesson plan, me puedo ayudar con actividades con otras habilidades. Muy buena pregunta.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other question so far? Any other question? No? Okay. Okay.
No, teacher.
And And then we have the course learning outcomes. So think about how the learning outcomes for each unit connect to the overall course objectives. Todo es, o sea, hagan de cuenta que diseñar esto es como una articulación, como que tenemos las falanges, como que tenemos la mano, la muñeca, sí, o sea, entonces vamos desde los lesson plan hasta ya la didactic unit y luego nos vamos al objetivo del curso. ¿Sí? ¿Cuál es el objetivo del curso? Todos los cursos tienen un objetivo diferente. Entonces, todo tiene que estar articulado. ¿Ok? So, for example, main unit learning outcome. It must be focused like on the communicative approach and aligned with the learning objective. This has to do with the objective of the whole course, de todo el curso, okay? Yeah, we can continue. You're muted, you're muted.
Thank you. Okay, now we continue with the formative assessments. Okay, this part is really, really important. So try to include, or not try, you have to include a continuum of assessments so you can monitor progress, check for understanding, and determine mastery of skills and concepts. Okay, so in these parts, you have also to specify what low stakes assessment will be used through the unit, So across each lesson, okay? So what activity you're going to use, you have there some exercises, some examples that you can use to use in your lessons and in general in your unit. So how will students practice for summative assessments, okay? So remember that we have formative assessments and summative assessments. So the idea is that you can have like some control like activities so you can see if your students are doing some progress or not. So how are you going to do that? You have to specify that in this section. Then you're going to talk about the teaching method that you're going to use. So what teaching methods will be used to deliver instruction? How will content be scaffolded? Okay, remember that this is really important for you. You also have a resource over there that you can check, that you can explore. Not just that, you have lots of them. So according to this, you can also set the other things in your unit. Then you have your resources. Include diverse and inclusive resources that will guide and support the students. Guys, try to be really creative. Now we have a lot of tools that we can use for our lessons. It happened in the lesson plans that flashcards, okay? Flashcards are really interested, but now we have a lot of resources. We have Padlet, we have Kahoot, we have YouTube, we have a puzzle. Okay, so like try to investigate and try to use these kind of resources that you have to make your life as a teacher easier, but also to engage your students. Aquí es muy importante, chicos, como guiado a lo que les decíamos con la profe, y es ahora también nuestros cerebros y nuestra forma de pensar y de aprender ha cambiado mucho por la tecnología. Si nosotros hace 10, 15 años teníamos un tiempo de foco, de atención de ciertos minutos, ahora eso es mucho más corto por la inmediatez en la que nosotros estamos viviendo. Sí, esa recompensa del celular, la notificación, tengo que responder, los videos rápidos. Así mismo están aprendiendo los chicos hoy en día. Entonces nosotros como profes que nos estamos formando día a día tenemos que aprender a responder a ese tipo de desafíos. Entonces por eso siempre los invitamos a usen recursos que puedan responder a esas necesidades y que también los puedan ayudar a ustedes a hacer cosas más creativas, como más engaging y tener en cuenta que la motivación y la emoción siempre van a ser parte muy importante del aprendizaje, especialmente de un aprendizaje en segunda lengua. Eso es súper importante. ¿Listo? Entonces aquí ustedes tienen un abanico infinito de opciones para hacer una unidad y unos lesson plans súper nutridos y que este sea el campo para ustedes, chicos, aprender y tener como su carpeta y su biblioteca privada o personal de muchas herramientas, ¿ok? And finally, the student's context, as we have been explaining at the beginning of the class, describe the student's level according to the MCA, age range, grade, and learner needs. So, learner needs, contexto rápido de en dónde se encuentra, las necesidades del idioma, a qué nivel necesita llegar, las dificultades que puede llegar a presentar, no tienen acceso a internet todos los días, no tienen uso de audio, porque eso puede pasar. Acordémonos que estamos en Colombia y Colombia tiene una diversidad de realidades de extremo a extremo. ¿Listo? Entonces, ubíquense bien en dónde quieren trabajar y lo describen ahí. Okay. From this part of the exploration, guys, any other question, any other doubt that you have? I will take this as a no.
No question, teachers.
It's clear.
Also,
Thank you.
okay. Also, I wanted to tell you we saw some units that you sent, or no, but those were not. I think those were the lesson plans. I don't remember well, but you sent some formats where you didn't put anything, you left the description. Ustedes dejaron la descripción. Me pasó a mí con algunos estudiantes que me dejaban la descripción que trae el formato por default y ustedes no ponían nada ahí. Entonces, quiero que recuerden que esta parte es muy importante, porque lo que se les está dando es una descripción como para que ustedes se ubiquen en qué es lo que hay que hacer, pero que sí creen y que ustedes mismos escriban, bueno, si es título, bueno, pongo un título que yo me invente. Si es objetivo, pongo un objetivo alineado con el título. Si es cuántas sesiones, bueno, pongo, sí, o sea, como que ustedes sepan que tienen que llenar este formato, no con la descripción que nosotros dejamos, sino las cosas que ustedes están desarrollando, que son muy valiosas. Comprendan que esto que ustedes nos entregan es muy valioso para nosotras para poder entender qué clase de profesores estamos formando. Esto no es, o sea, esto no es algo algo como muy banal o algo poco serio o informal. Esto es algo muy serio, porque son los profesores que ustedes van a estar escuchando a los estudiantes decir como, este profesor me animó a estudiar, este profesor me animó a hacer esto, me animó a hacer lo otro, y no ser el trauma del bilingüismo de este país. ¿Cuál es el trauma del bilingüismo de este país? No, yo cuando estaba en primaria tuve un profesor que me dijo que yo no servía para el inglés y yo no volví a estudiar inglés. Y miren, yo he tenido estudiantes adultos lo que no se imaginan diciéndome, no, profe, es que para mí el inglés es un coco porque en el colegio siempre me dijeron que yo no podía, o en el colegio me enseñaron horrible, o en el colegio pasó esto y eso y lo otro. Entonces, nada más y nada menos, hacemos parte, ustedes y nosotros, hacemos parte de los profesores que van a provocar el cambio en el bilingüismo. Imagínense, multipliquen esto, solo imagínense. Yo, a lo largo de mi experiencia docente, que ya va para 10 años, yo he tenido al menos anualmente, al menos alrededor de 500 estudiantes diferentes. Al menos. Si ustedes multiplican esos 500 estudiantes, 500 personas en las que yo he tenido que acompañar el proceso, a las que yo he tenido que guiar y a las que yo he tenido que ayudar, si yo lo multiplico eso por 10 años, ¿a cuántas personas he tenido que guiarles en su aprendizaje del inglés? Listo. X cantidad. Ahora multipliquen esa cantidad, o si quieren solo la cantidad anual, por 67, 65 personas que estamos acá. Entonces, la cobertura que nosotros estamos haciendo y que nosotros vamos a hacer es bastante. Es un impacto social. Entonces, como que quiero que ustedes como que hagan conciencia de eso y digan, claro, o sea, yo estoy siendo parte de un cambio social muy grande. Estoy ayudando a que el país sea bilingüe o no. Y va desde lo micro, como puede ser diseñar estas unidades didácticas y estos lesson plan, hasta lo macro, que es comprometerme con investigaciones más grandes. ¿Ok? Entonces, siempre me gusta decir esto porque a mí, en serio, yo esta carrera la escogí con el amor de la vida y la he hecho con el amor de la vida. Entonces, asimismo, quiero que mis estudiantes que van a ser docentes sientan ese amor. ¿Sí? Listo, ya, esa era mi intervención.
No, profe, súper importante eso. Muy, muy importante. Me encanta. Okay. Now we're going to continue with our last Nearpod exercise that is called Spot the Mistake. Okay, so you can also participate through the chat, through the Microsoft microphone. And here we have two examples of pieces, just pieces of two didactic units. And you're going to try to identify what is wrong with these two examples. Let's start with the first one. So it says, unit objectives. Main unit objective, to learn the verb to be in all forms. Lesson objective 1, to study the personal pronouns. Lesson objective 2, students will know how to use is, and are. So you're going to read this example and you're going to tell us, okay, teacher, I consider, or the mistake is in lesson objective 1 and this is the mistake, or I will do it in this way, okay? Now I'm going to continue with example 2. You can participate in the example 1 or example 2, in both as you want. Okay, the example 2 is for the section assessment. So formative assessment, check attendance. Summative assessment, final exam at the end of the semester. Okay, so you're going to, the ones that have access of with Nearpod can share your thoughts over here and they are going to be posted in this chart. And if you in the chat want to open your microphone and share your thoughts, you're going to be welcome also. So let's start, guys. So for example, teacher, or I will change this summative assessment for this one. I will change the main unit objective for this one. Okay, so we're going to start sharing. How are we going to create this in a better way? So some thoughts, anyone want to start? You can try, guys. Don't worry. Don't be shy. We're learning, all of us.
Do you ask something?
Yes, Adriana?
Do you ask something?
Yes, if you can change something from these two examples, what will it be? Because they have like mistakes or they are like set in a wrong way. So what you will change to do it like correct? So let's create an example over here. So I will change formative assessment for short listening quiz, for example. Okay, so that's an example of what you have to do because check attendance. Yeah.
Oh, es que ya cerré. Sí, terminaron. Pero sí, ya cerró. ¿A qué ya no me escribió?
Yeah, I think,
Sure.
yeah, you had a microphone open.
Okay. Perfect.
So I want to ask you guys, if I say like, okay, I'm going to make the assessment through checking attendance, just that. So I have my whole lesson, I explain the verbs in past, and I put in the unit, I put formative assessment. I'm going to check the attendance. Would that help me to see if my students understood the verbs in past? Angie.
Teacher, I think that in the example one, I would change the unit objective. Maybe a student will be able to use the verb to be.
Okay. Yes.
Because they learn and o sea, they are going to learn how to use it and they are going to use it. They are going to work with it. So they can be able to use the verb to be.
Okay. That's a good one. Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
And let's try to avoid those general words like all. Okay? Let's try to avoid that. Or let's try to avoid think. Sí, o sea, como que evitemos esas palabras tan generales que no me dicen nada, como all qué, right? Or that doesn't say anything. Vamos a tratar de evitar esas palabras y eso es un consejo que les doy para lo que les queda de su carrera. Eviten esas palabras cuando ustedes entregan un documento, porque no se ve la seriedad de lo que ustedes han hecho, no se va a ver la seriedad de su trabajo, ¿ok? Entonces esa es una muy buena, Angie. Very good. Yo le voy a preguntar esto que estaba preguntando específicamente. Vamos a ver si la persona me responde. Alexis Duarte Acevedo, are you there? Alexis? Hello.
Yes, teacher. Yes, teacher. By in this moment, I am in the work.
Ok. Alexis, solo una pregunta, pero ¿puedo hacerte una pregunta?
Sí, claro.
Alexis, ¿crees que tiene sentido que mi formative assessment sea check the attendance? ¿Crees que eso me sirve como para evaluar si ellos entendieron? ¿Eso me sirve? What do you say?
Sí, claro, es una herramienta bastante importante como para tener claridad de que le estaban manejando el tema de manera adecuada.
O sea, si yo llamo a lista,
Sí,
¿puedo evaluar con eso si mis estudiantes entendieron los verbos o no?
no, la verdad no,
Ah,
no se puede.
ok, Alexis, yes. Exacto. A través de eso no podría yo saber si entendieron o no. ¿Puedo saber si llegaron a clase? Sí, pero ¿puedo
Sí,
saber si
claro.
entendieron? No. ¿Ok?
Solamente un
Podríamos
registro de
implementarlo.
asistencia. Solamente un registro de asistencia.
Exactamente. Entonces no estaría, ¿cómo se llama eso? Como adecuado para esa sección.
Sin embargo,
Ok.
podríamos implementarlo de una manera más didáctica y que pueda funcionar, diría yo. He visto en
Sí.
algunos profesores en los cuales no se enfocan como tal en llamado a lista, sino como en la forma en la que llaman a lista. El ejemplo de eso es una profesora que dicta sociales, no me acuerdo cómo se llama. Es muy buena, tiene muy buenas ideas y una de esas es llamar a los estudiantes y que los estudiantes les digan algo en forma de decir, no, en vez de presente, dime un verbo o dime eso, podemos evaluar, digamos, como el tiempo o el verbo. el verbo to be. Diría yo que lo podemos utilizar de esa manera. En vez de...
Sí, 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 eso que estás desarrollando por ese lado va muy bien. Exacto. Bueno, ya no se llamaría de pronto check attendance. O podríamos colocar check attendance through the nomination of verbs list. Okay, that would be something different. That's a good thought. Thank you, Adriana.
Ingrid, I think that you want to share something.
Yes, it's for complete for the mistake about the check attendance. It's not formative because it doesn't measure the student learning of progress.
Exactly. That's good. That doesn't measure. Thank you. Okay.
Good. So we have here some example, from Angie. So from example 1, lesson objective 1, students will identify and use the verb to be correctly in different contexts. Okay. Change a little bit, but I think that it's too general, but it can work for a unit. Okay.
It could work for an unit. I would like it to be a little bit more specific, Angie. And that's it. Like a little bit. Just trying to say which context, for example. You can put the context and that would be better. But good idea.
Exacto. Aparte, porque cuando vayan a hacer sus prácticas o cuando de pronto les vayan a revisar un lesson plan como en próximas ocasiones, el profesor les puede decir, bueno, tú estás acá prometiendo que el estudiante va a ser capaz de aprender todo el grupo de palabras tal o todos los adverbios y ustedes van a quedar, uy, no, yo no puedo. Entonces, más o menos es como una promesa que ustedes le están haciendo al estudiante que va a pasar. Y si ustedes no lo logran, entonces ahí va a ser un punto para ustedes. Entonces, entre más específicos sean con un lesson plan o con una unidad didáctica, mucho más fácil para ustedes va a ser todo. ¿Listo? Natalia.
Oh, okay, this is Shimi. I have the mistake de this presentation. O sea, yo tengo un ejemplo de, no sé.
Listo, listo.
Main strategy apply gamification as an innovative method to enhance student motivation and participation. ¿Sí? Teaching strategy. Students will engage in interactive quizzes and competitions through digital platforms such as Kahoot or quizzes, promoting active learning and teamwork. Also, learners will receive points, badges, or virtual reward for their achievement, encouraging continuous effort-friendly competition and a positive classroom environment that support meaningful learning.
Okay, good. Yes. I mean, you have like a coherent idea. Yes, Natalia. Thank you. I like that.
Yeah.
Yep. And I can. Yep, professor.
Natalia me acaba de recordar algo que sí me gustaría aclarar y es que ustedes tienen que plantearlo todo de una vez. O sea, no es una sugerencia, sino ya de una vez directo. Entonces, vamos a hacer esta actividad en esta plataforma. O sea, no dejen abiertas las opciones de algún video en algún lugar de temática dinosaurios. No, va a ser este video en esta plataforma. Esta va a ser la actividad. O sea, ustedes son los que nos están dando esa propuesta. Esto es súper importante, que lo dejen ya de una vez todo como fijo. No dejen posibilidad, digamos, de elección, por decirlo de alguna manera, sino no, ustedes están ya planteando las actividades. Ustedes nos están contando a nosotros qué es lo que van a hacer. Porque pasa mucho que dejan todo, dejan abierta a las posibilidades. Entonces, van a leer un texto de la rutina diaria. Bueno, ¿dónde está el texto? De una vez lo tienen que poner. Eso es también súper importante, los materiales. Ya ahorita vamos a hablar de eso. Okay, guys, let's continue. Thank you so much for your participation in this part. We're going to continue with a short video related to storytelling. Okay.
Okay,
Mm,
but before that, I want to ask you this. What elements, according to you guys, what elements make a good or make a story interesting and memorable? ¿Qué creen que hace una historia interesting and memorable? What are those elements? What do you say? I want to hear you.
Charismatic. That
What
the
is it?
story was charismatic. Charismatic. Charisma.
Okay. Yes,
For
yes,
example,
yes.
that the person that is telling the story, it's important that she or he be charismatic and speak relax, for example. And when he speak with the truth, because if he lies, it's bad. So it's important that he speaks relaxed, good, happy, and be charismatic for the other persons understand the point or the point of view.
Wow, I like that. Yes, there's a principle when we tell stories. There's a principle that says with the energy and the emotion that you tell a story is the energy and the emotion that the public or the audience will get your story. Okay? Remember this always that you make a class. If I if if maybe one second. If maybe me or Professor Laura will come to the SIP and say, hi, how are you? We are going to do this about the lesson plan. That would be so boring, right? And you're going to be like, I don't have energy for this. So the energy that you put into the lesson or into the story would be the same energy that your audience will have. Very good. Diego. Diego fue el que recién habló. Yes. Alexis. And then Angie.
Teacher,
About the first question, teacher.
Yes, es que los tengo aquí por orden. Tengo a Alexis, Natalia y tenía Angie. So,
Okay.
Alexis, you go.
I think you have to analyze the context of the situation because each situation is different. You try to analyze the group in trying to create the most interesting paragraph or activity to them.
Okay, good. Yes, yes, that's a good point. Thank you. And Natalia.
Okay, first question, yes. Good character, emotion, and surprises make a story interesting and memorable. Also, a strong message and clear structure help the audience remember it.
That is true. Yeah, that is a good one. Thank you, Natalia. Angie, ¿qué pasó? Te ibas a decir una.
Sorry, teacher, I can't organize my ideas. So I'm going to organize my ideas and participate.
And then you come back. Okay. Alexander.
Good evening. Can you hear me? I think about the first question, I think that what makes a story interesting and memorable first is how you tell it. I mean, as my classmate says, the emotion you put on it, the words you choose to say, and then how you say these words. because it's not the same if you're telling, I don't know, a horror story, for example, and you say, this is the story about a girl in a forest. And it's different if you say it like, this is the story about a girl who is in a forest and a dark
Yeah,
forest,
love
things
it.
like that. So it's how you tell the story. And I think that what makes a story memorable is if that you say something at the beginning of the story that keeps people with people curious, and then
Okay.
you reveal the big secret at the end of the story, and people usually keep that and remember that. So I think that what makes a story interesting and memorable is how you say it and how you keep the curiosity of the listeners in your story.
Love it.
Great.
Yes,
Yep.
such a great point. That's true. And Diego, I saw Diego. Are you going to say something? No?
Hi there. This is Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to participate in the first question. I think that one of the elements that make a story interesting and memorable are the it could be the characters. Um, um, and when you have a story, you have to engage with the public, and you can do that by appealing to the public's emotions, so they can feel like identify with the story you are telling them. I think that could be one of the one key element. Thank
Ye-
you.
No, great. That's great. And you make me remind of something. There's a podcast I highly recommend you. Is Think Fast, Talk Smart, from the Stanford School of Business University. I really recommend that because they teach you how to keep people engaged. And there's one principle on one theory about persuasion, not persuasion, but persuasion. It's different, and it's about that, like keeping people engaged by going to the emotions of them,
Ujú.
ir a las emociones de las personas. Es muy bueno porque como que yo hago un puente, una conexión genuina con lo que sé de esas personas, ¿sí? Entonces, eso que dice Diego es muy bueno. Les recomiendo mucho el podcast Think Fast, Talk Smart, para que ustedes vayan cogiendo cositas para sus discursos como profes. Luisa, you can go. Luisa.
Hi.
Hello.
Wait. um, for the respond the first question that what elements make a story interesting and memorable, and I want to say that the feeling that causes the reader, whatever is negative or positive vibe, and more if the story changes his way of being and thinking. In the second question, and I follow in the first answer, I will be the opposite type that when the story is not clear in the and can use boring in it or even angry in my case, because I reading books that I not like much, um, and I want to say no, this book no clear, no, o no, como que no tiene un final así como muy chévere. Entonces yo digo, mejor no lo voy a dejar tirado porque no me gusta tanto.
Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. Y quiero que todos
Disculpe,
tengan
les
esta.
interrumpo, qué pena. Es que
Sí.
se me presentó un inconveniente. Tengo que irme. Qué pena.
Ok,
Muchas gracias por
no
sus
worries.
enseñanzas. Gracias.
Ok, Adriana, no worries.
Tranquila, gracias.
So I want you to keep this other question for you. O sea, como que respóndanse esta ustedes. What happens if a story has no clear beginning, middle, or end? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa ahí? Esto sí lo van a tener ahí como para ustedes, porque se nos va el tiempo. No sé, profe, ¿tú qué dices? ¿Vemos el video o escuchamos unas participaciones más antes del video?
Yo creo que veamos el video y pueden participar después de
Listo, listo.
que lo
Entonces,
vean.
tengan ahí su participación porque ahorita vamos a seguir hablando de esto, del storytelling.
Okay, we're going to watch the video. Let's start, please. Let me know if you can listen to the audio. Is it good?
No, teacher.
No,
No.
teacher.
Oh, okay, give me
Pero
a
para
sec.
este muy rápido.
Denme un momentito, ya lo vuelvo a compartir. Y a ver, a ver. Okay, I think that it will be working now. Okay.
Have you ever wondered how teacher?
Okay, thank you. Let's start.
much ice cream you can get for $1, or what's the cheapest thing at an airport, or if it's faster to go inside or a drive-through? Probably not. But somehow answering these weird questions and sharing those experiences have become my life's work. Now, even though I only have 5 minutes to share my viral storytelling framework, great stories should be told in less than 60 seconds. And it's not just about becoming a viral social media star, it's about making your conversations better, whether you're with friends, family, or trying to convince your boss for a raise. So here's how to make every second count. Many great stories start with a question because it'll make people stick until the end to find out the answer. And remember, you want to get your audience's attention immediately, so you want to start by asking something shocking. And one of the things I've always wondered was if fast food was really as fast as they say. So I answered just this in a video and got over 45 million views. Let's check out how I hooked my viewers. Burger? Yeah, can you put cheese, lettuce, and tomatoes? It's not hot enough. That thing really wasn't hot enough. But as you can see, I took this question very seriously. And after you've hooked your audience, you want to take them on a journey building up to your answer where you want there to feel constant progression. So we're moving closer and closer to our answer. So we feel like we can't stop listening. And in my case, I did just this by saying that I'll be adding tomatoes, lettuce, and cheese to the burger. So now we know how close I am to finishing the competition, thus the video. But if everything is smooth sailing, then nobody cares, which is why we need to add conflict before getting to our answer. So here's how I did that. Yes, please. And cheese.
There's smoke in here.
Wait, this thing is still raw. Good thing there's a line. Oh my goodness, what's happening?
What are you doing back there? You're gonna burn that car.
Okay, I'm gonna cut the tomatoes while this cooks.
I hope I don't have to eat that.
Oh no, that tomato looks weird. Tell him to slow down.
You're doing all this for one subscriber? You're gonna make a mess in the car.
I'm gonna put the ketchup on the buns. As you saw, without conflict, the audience just isn't as invested. Which is why I used my mom as the B plot. So you're now not only invested in the competition, but also curious to see what's gonna happen between my mom and I. And after enough buildup, we finally need our answers. Will I cook the burger faster? Will I accidentally set my mom's car on fire? The key here is to build tension by making the answer feel uncertain to make a satisfying ending. Here's how I did just that. We're one person away. We just need the burger to cook. Faster, faster.
We're moving, we're moving.
No, my burger's not done yet. Oh, you're driving too crazy. It needs to cook faster. Cook faster.
We're next, we're next, we're next.
We're pulling up to the window. And, oh my goodness. We cooked faster. And better. And that's it. We cooked faster than the drive-thru. Does it matter that my burger was basically raw? Absolutely not. Because the viewers wanted an answer, so I gave it to them quickly and concisely in an engaging way, which led our video to getting over 45 million views. And you might be impressed to know that Instead of telling this talk in 5 minutes, I actually did it in 4. So you now have an extra minute to practice your 60-second story. Because if it takes longer to tell your story than it does to make a burger, then you're probably overcooking both. Thank you.
Okay, so this girl I don't remember her age. No recuerdo la edad de ella, pero it's like around 17 or less. And she had this structure of a story where she has the beginning, the shocking beginning, and then she has a question and she solves the question. But in the middle, there's conflict and there's something that is not letting that a solution comes out. So that is like the basis of this structure. And she got 45 million of views with this. 45 million. That's a lot. That's a lot. And yes, we know that we are in the time that everything is viral, that everything, like, people like to watch weird things. Yes, but getting 45 million views, it's another level. It's because you are doing something good. So I really like to show you guys that making a story, trying to tell a story, the way we tell a story, the way we tell our own story, it's very important. That is high. Okay, so I want to show you that the storytelling is in our classroom. It's in our classes. Alexander?
Yes, teacher, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say something about what this girl said. Um, she said that she began her video with a catchy question. In her video, she said the question was like, "Is fast food really that fast?" or something like that. I think it was a question, and I started to think by when reading what you are sharing, how is a lesson plan similar to a story? I thought something like maybe we can begin our classes to like saying something to the students. For example, hey, do you think you can use, I don't know, verb to be to talk about X or Y thing, and then try to guide the students to the answer to that question at the end of the class. I think it's a it's a good way to catch the students' attention, which is very important. I think that that first moment is very critical where you catch the students' attention, because that is when they I'm sorry, when faith decides if you're going to have their attention during the whole class or if you lose them forever. I quote. So it's very interesting what I just saw, and I wanted to share that with you.
Great.
For sure. Very, very valuable. Very valuable, Alexander. That's right. That's the point we wanted to show you. Like, if we don't start, we have just one shot. We have just one shot. Like, if you did it, that's fine. You can keep going with the momentum of the bullet for saying something. But if you didn't do it, I mean, it would be harder for you to catch that attention. It would be harder for you to show your students that you have something interesting to say. So even though we know this would be a benefit for them to understand, they don't know that. They don't know that. So we have just one shot to give that shocky question, as you mentioned, and to put it like the very beginning of your class. That's a good warm-up. Professor, no? Professor Laura, are you going to say something? No?
No.
Okay, Cool. So we started with the right foot. Like, how is a lesson plan similar to a story? Is there anyone else who wants to make like a comparison between a lesson plan and a story? Anyone else who can give me more equivalences there? No? Okay. Well, we'll keep it like that. So a lesson plan and a story has like the same basis. What I want to show you, what I want to show you is that we can tell a story with our lesson plan. We can tell a story. We can add something catchy or we can do a warm-up that is catchy. No piensen que solamente una pregunta puede ser como atrapadora, ¿sí? O sea, también puede ser una manera en la que abro mi clase con un icebreaker. También puede ser la manera en que los hago reír con algo al principio. Puede ser la manera en que les traigo una frase muy extraña de alguien, de algún autor. ¿Sí? Pero esa es la manera de abrir la clase, con algo que definitivamente les cause como ese impacto. ¿Ok? Listo. Esa es mi manera de iniciar una historia. That is the way that I can begin a story. What could represent the beginning, middle, and end in a lesson plan? ¿Qué podría representar ese beginning, middle, and end in a lesson plan?
Okay, we have Alexander.
And then we have Angie and Astrid. So Alexander, you can start.
I can let Angie participate first.
Okay, Angie.
Okay,
ladies first.
thank you, Alexander. Okay, I think that the beginning maybe would be the warm up. And when we start the class, when we like break the ice with questions, yes. And the middle of the class, and maybe would be the practice of the topic.
Yes.
Yes, the activities that we do during the class, the explication of what are we going to do. And the end maybe would be those, I don't know, those final game or those closing for the class.
Yeah, that would be more like the conclusion. Maybe if you make like a short part to tell your students like, is it clear? How do you feel with this topic? Miren que a veces uno se le olvida preguntarle al estudiante cómo te sentiste con este tema. ¿Te sentiste incómodo? ¿Te sentiste retado? ¿Te sentiste feliz porque no lo sabías? A veces se nos olvida que ese puede ser un buen closure también, saber cómo se sintió el estudiante a través de las actividades que yo hice o a través del tema que les traje. Very good, Angie. ¿Y qué se me hizo? ¿Quién era la otra que tenía la mano levantada?
Ingrid, Astrid.
Astrid. Ay, no se me vaya. Astrid, cuéntanos.
Yes, teacher, but was the same thing. So the beginning is like a warm-up or icebreaker. The middle is explanation of the topic and some exercises. And the end, the feedback when we learned if the student learned something about the class or no. And we have that feedback because we can compare if we use a good methodology, we use a good material or no.
Perfect. Yes. No, that is worth to listen as well. And finally, how does a didactic unit compare to a series of connected stories? ¿Cómo se compararía la unidad didáctica con una serie de historias? Bueno, Alexander no había dicho su participación anterior. A ver, Alexander.
Thank you. Well, teacher, I just wanted to say that you mentioned that sometimes you break the ice with the students by saying like a joke or make them laugh. And I think that is very, very important. And that remind me of something I did today. Actually, today I started classes with a new group of people. and it was the first time that they saw me, and I think it's important to do something to 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 help the students connect to you with you.
Yeah.
And I usually start by saying jokes or making funny faces or things like that until I confirm that they are relaxed. And because at the beginning you say, "This is the English class," and then they are like, "Oh my goodness, I don't know how."
Yeah.
And they start to hide, and they start to look to the other way because and when I say I'm going to ask something, and they go like, "Oh my goodness." But when I notice that they are relaxed, and then I can even they can even feel um, comfortable participating in the class and doing the repetitions and doing things. I I I I was recording. I recorded a video, but I know that I cannot show it here. Anyway, it is. I was watching the video before I did this intervention, and I noticed that everybody was participating, and everybody was, even the people who was hesitant at the beginning. So that was my previous participation. And how does a didactic unit compare to a series of connected stories? Well, I have a question, teacher.
Yeah.
Uh, I am working on the didactic unit, and in the didactic unit I am working. I am helping the group to talk about their resumes, and to talk about their work experience, and how they can talk about their yeah. So you know that the didactic units has 4 classes. So each class is it has like I don't know how to say hilo conductor in English. Help me, someone, please, how to say that. But it is they are connected one with the other, because the activities I do in one class and the homework, it's related to the next to the activities in the next class. So it's like one big class divided in 4 classes,
You
as a
can put it.
matter of as a way of saying it. So the question I have is actually, if I was reading the guide, and in the guide there are like 3 contexts or three situations, and I wanted to know if we have to stick to those situations, or we can use a different one, because I did this didactic unit, and I use the university didactic unit format to do this for my work, for my job, and I am applying it. But I wanted to know if I want to, I can present that one. It's a question I have, because I don't know if I am working in vain in something, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what you did is that you took the format in the method from what we are seeing in this subject, and you put it into your actual practice, into your daily job, and then you want to see if everything that you have done there works for the
Yeah.
deliverable that we need to
Yeah,
send.
because
This
it's that the planets were aligned. The format has 4 classes, and I received this group, and I have to teach them this to talk about their resumes and their work experience and their future plans, and I have 4 classes to do that. So it's like planets were aligned. So
yeah.
I decided to use, but I don't know if it's okay or not.
I mean, that would depend on the tutor. So for
Yeah.
me, it would be a yes. For me, it would be a yes. Even though it would be good also to see like how would you develop one of the situations that we put it there. That would be so interesting. But for me, I would like to see also how you solved everything based on that topic that you're actually working on. So Well, that depends on the tutor.
Okay. I'll text the tutor then. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so well, we can stop here with the lesson plan and the storytelling, but I will really like to know if you feel like you get it, like the like the comparison between storytelling or the integration of storytelling into your lesson plan. Did you get that? Do you have questions? ¿Tienen preguntas? ¿Sí ven o sea, como la necesidad de contar una historia a través del lesson plan? Si lograron ver esto, me gustaría que pues de pronto puedan mandar un emoji si es así, si lo entendieron.
Thumbs up.
O si tienen preguntas, obviamente nos dicen. Thumbs up. Okay.
Hey, great, guys.
Great. Okay. Ay, thank you, Natalia. Ay, sí, por favor, no olviden confirmar la asistencia en el campus.
Yes, guys, please, we will give you a couple of minutes, some seconds so you can go to the campus and you can check your assistance, okay? It is very important for you and for us. So, entonces acuérdense, entran a su campus virtual, tienen su lista completa de cursos. En la parte de abajo está la parte específica de CIPAS y ahí está, si ya se inscribieron, está confirmar asistencia, si no, creo que aún los deja inscribir, no estoy segura. Y confirman la asistencia, chicos. Es el momento para que lo puedan hacer, para nosotros poder tener ese registro de su asistencia, por favor. En la parte de comunidades de interacción y participación académica y social, CIPAS, ahí en esos cuadritos les debe aparecer el nombre de este CIPAS y pueden confirmar en el botoncito que es como café, confirman su asistencia.
Sí deja, profe. Sí deja. Yo acabo de inscribirme y de confirmar justo ahora mismo. Sí.
Great,
Sí
thank
deja.
you. Súper, entonces ya sabemos que se pueden inscribir y confirmar ahí atrás de una vez. Les toma solamente unos segunditos para que lo hagan.
Y pues igual ya nos quedan minuticos apenas de esta sesión, chicos. Ha sido muy, muy bueno tener todas sus contribuciones acá.
Okay, we're going to finish with some tips while you keep confirming your assistant. Guys, please don't forget to do it. And we have some tips for you so you can prepare your unit. So as we have been talking about the story, so start with a story. Introduce your topic with narrative context, like try to connect with the students. Integrate the four skills naturally. So try to like do the way, the path in which you can include the four skills without like change it in a bad way from one to the other. Make it visual, include authentic pictures, infographics, or real materials. Chicos, no le teman miedo, no tengan miedo a los colores, a las fotos, a el apoyo visual. Esto es súper importante porque eso ayuda también pues a que todo se vea, o sea, esté como más completo. Then think communicatively, design activities that require real interaction. Recuerden que estamos siempre procurando como ese enfoque comunicativo, ese desarrollo real del idioma, que el estudiante pueda hacer uso real del idioma. Y para eso, pues muchas veces lo más ideal es que se desarrollen actividades que requieran que el estudiante participe con los otros, vaya a contextos reales, ¿saben? Como que tenga ese idioma como lo más cercano, como la conexión más cercana a la vida real. And finally, keep it coherent. Ensure that objectives, activities, and assessment are aligned. ¿Ok? Si empezamos con el objetivo de enseñar el verbo to be, las actividades con verbo to be y el assessment es de colores, pues obviamente no nos va a dar como un muy buen resultado. Entonces intenten como siempre tener en cuenta esas secuencias. Yo siempre también les digo, piensen cuando ustedes eran y son estudiantes todavía, cómo era como ese flujo de actividades que me enseñaban primero, más o menos como, no tanto relativo a las actividades, porque ya sabemos que han cambiado, pero como ese flujo de actividades y cómo me evaluaban. Siempre pónganse también, les digo, pónganse en lugar del estudiante cuando ustedes estén haciendo esto. Okay, guys, and finally, don't forget that this is what you have to have in your final delivery. So the cover page, the didactic unit, and the 4 lesson plans, at least 4 lesson plans. Epic attendance, so the evidence that you were here with us interacting. Your field diary, something important that we want to like explain, or some clarification that we want to do, is that the field diary has some text that is already there as an explanation, similar to the explanation in the unit. So you have to erase that and write your own thoughts, your own reflection. Okay, so be careful with that, with our reflection. I try to use theory to complete this part, and the references. Okay, guys, in any case that you have any question, we're going to be here to answer all those questions, to clarify anything that you need. But the idea is that your didactic unit is great, not for us, but for you to start a great path as teachers. Okay, guys, any question, any thought that you have now?
Estefanía
Teacher, I have
dice,
a question. Sorry.
Okay, who is
Eh,
talking? Yep, tell us, please.
I have a problem.
yes,
¿Qué pasa?
what is the question?
Yeah, I have a problem, sorry. My teacher don't engage me my task. La profesora me ha calificado mi trabajo y pues le he escrito mensajes, pero sigue sin aparecer la nota. Entonces tenía esa duda en ese caso.
Tal vez no se ha certificado la actividad todavía, puede ser.
Probablemente
Pues
sí.
fue la anterior. La anterior
El 2.
sí está bien mi calificación.
Sorry, teacher. I need the confirmation for my assistant.
Estefanía, ¿puedes entrar a tu campus? Espérame, ya te respondemos, Iván. Estefanía, puedes ingresar a tu campus y ahí
Yes.
en el evento, ¿cierto, profe Laurita?
En la primera página del campus, donde a ustedes les aparecen toda la lista de sus cursos con la barra de progreso, ahí abajo, justamente debajo, está una ventanita sí, que dice Comunidades de Interacción y Participación Académica y Social, CIPAS, y ahí aparece el nombre de la sesión, Let's Create a Great Sequence. Si no se han inscrito, le ponen inscribirse, que aparece en verde, y si no, confirmar asistencia. La idea es que quede confirmar asistencia y ya queda. ¿Listo?
Les iba a decir, bueno, entonces
Thank you,
Iván,
teacher.
si quieres puedes escribirle a tu profe también. ¿Será que, bueno, Iván, ¿cuál es tu tutora? ¿Será yo? Me preocupa.
Yo también.
Mi tutora, pues según lo que dice en el curso, es Pauline Daniela López. Ese es el nombre que aparece.
Ay, no.
Y
Búscala
pues la
por
he
ti.
contactado por dos. También la he contactado por el correo interno y por Teams también, pero no me han contestado por el momento. Entonces estaba esperando pues alguna guía en ese caso, pero no sé qué hacer ahí. Fue el anterior trabajo porque el primero, si no estoy mal, era como tipo un cuestionario y ellos se
Sí.
califican solos, si no me equivoco. O bueno, ahí el puntaje queda pues automático. Pero en el anterior sigo esperando la nota y pues ya la he contactado otras veces para unas dudas que he tenido y también para la calificación, pero pues no me ha dado respuesta. Entonces tenía la duda si es que, no sé, o sea, algo sucedió con ella o cambiaron de tutor o algo así, porque pues,
¿Cómo se llama?
no sé qué
Perdóname.
hacer en ese caso.
Paulín.
El nombre de ella, según lo que me aparece, es Pauline Daniela López Gómez.
Pero no tenemos ninguna tutora con ese nombre.
Entonces, en ese caso,
¿Qué grupo eres? Y pues ahí hablamos, creo que con la directora del curso tenemos que hablar para poderle, pues para poderle hacerle saber eso, ¿listo? ¿Qué grupo
Sí.
eres? Perdóname.
Ok, un momentico, ya es que está cargando
O
para
si
poder
quieres
saber
nos
qué grupo tengo, es que no lo
escribes,
tengo acá a la mano.
tranquilo, si
Sí,
quieres nos
escribe
escribes.
al interno a cualquiera de las dos, a la profe Laura o a mí. Nos envías tu
Ok,
cédula
muchas gracias.
y tu grupo, ¿vale?
Listo, muchas gracias.
A ti.
Listo. Yo les iba a decir otra cosita antes de que
Única
se me
más, qué pena. Qué pena, una pregunta más. El nombre del CIPAS es. ¿Me puede repetir el nombre del CIPAS, por favor?
Let's create a nice sequence. Let's create a nice sequence.
Se los voy a mostrar
Ok,
acá.
gracias.
Yo les iba a decir también antes de que se me vayan que voy a estar haciendo un CIPAS el próximo 27 de octubre de Bubbles and Quills se llama, que vamos a estar haciendo como una lectura de cómics, va a estar muy entretenido, es corto, es un CIPAS muy corto, pero están súper invitados, ustedes son como el curso que quise invitar porque esto también les va a valer a ustedes para hacer observación de una clase. Entonces ustedes también pueden hacer su entregable basado en la observación de esta clase que yo voy a hacer o de este CIPAS. ¿Listo? Entonces no se les olvide, 27 de octubre a las 3 de la tarde. Ahí para que
Gracias, profe, por tu invitación, súper chévere, ahí estaremos.
Ok.
Pero ¿cómo ingresa uno, profe? ¿Hay algún link o este mismo link?
No, no les aparece. Yo les voy a enviar la invitación, les voy a enviar la invitación y ya cuando estemos ahí, hacemos como la misma cosita aquí de meternos por el campus y aceptar ahí y agregar la asistencia y todo. Entonces yo les envío la invitación, les envío el link. ¿Ok?
Profe, ¿y a dónde lo va a enviar?
Sería para llenar, profe, esa sería para llenar el diario de campo.
Se los voy a enviar por correo con la profe Silvia. Se los voy a enviar por correo con la profe Silvia.
Profe,
¿Listo? Sí, sí.
esa sería para llenar el diario de campo.
Ese les sirve para el diario de campo.
Profe, repite la fecha, es para anotar aquí en la agenda.
27 de octubre. 27 de octubre, 3 de la tarde.
Esa le sirve la de hoy y la primera épica también. Cualquiera de las tres, si no estoy mal, ¿cierto, profe?
Sí.
Sí. La que quiera.
Ajá.
Natalia,
ya.
¿tienes una
Perdón.
pregunta?
Tengo una pregunta, teacher. ¿El diario de campo lo llenamos
Yes, I have
en
a
inglés o en
question.
español?
Okay.
En inglés, en inglés. Recuerden que esto lo hacemos en inglés. Sí, sí, sí.
Ok, vale, teacher, gracias.
Ok. Natalia.
Apologize, excuse me. Una pregunta, o sea, el diario de campo se sirve a esta épica o en otra.
Puedes usar esta o puedes usar cualquier otra.
Ok.
O sea,
Ya.
puedes usar esta, puedes usar la que yo les voy a dar o la primera épica que tuvimos.
Ok, thank you.
Se puede con las cualquiera de las tres épicas, con la que tuvimos el 18, la de ahorita o la que va a ser el 27. Cualquiera de las tres podemos utilizar.
Sí, cuando termine lo pongo a cargar.
Exacto. ¿Listo?
Any other question? No.
Bueno, chicos, yo creo que ya, ¿qué dices tú, profe? ¿Nos falta algo?
No, mi profe, yo creo que ya todo quedó súper claro.
Listo, perfecto. Thank you so much for the attendance. Thank you for so much for the contributions. Remember that everything that we do just makes sense if you guys can contribute, can put your point of view out there, can also like ask, or even remember that confrontation could be also an option, and that make us like very rich in terms of different perspectives. So if you feel like there's something that you're not agree with, that is also helpful. So remember just that, and yeah, so see you in the CPAS, in the coming CPAS. Okay?
Thank you, teachers. Have
Thank
a
you.
great day, and hopefully we'll be connected in that CPAS. Thank you for
Thank
your knowledge, and have a great day, great night.
You
Okay.
too.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
teachers.
you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you
Goodbye.
so much, teacher school. Have a
Thank
lovely
you.
day.
Okay, for you
Thank
too.
you so much, teacher. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.